Alright, so in this video we are going to practice graphing an ellipse, just like we did in the intro. Our equation is 3x squared plus y squared equals 9. So if you remember from the intro video, we always want this number to be a 1. When it's not, we go ahead and divide everything by whatever that number is so that we can have that equal to 1. So 3x squared over 9, 3 over 9 reduces to 1 over 3, so x squared over 3 plus y squared over 9 equals 9 divided by 9 is 1. Alright, so now if you notice, the bigger number is over here on the right side. So that means that this equation, that's the a value, or that's your a, that's your a squared. A squared is always the biggest number, so this is x squared over b squared plus y squared over a squared equals 1. So this ellipse is going to be more that type. Alright, so let's figure out our a and b value. So b squared is equal to 3 and a squared is equal to 9. So we will square root both sides and we get b is equal to the square root of 3. And then we will square root both sides over here and we get a is equal to 3. So remember, we need the a and the b values so that we can find our foci. So the foci for an ellipse that's vertical is going to be 0 and then plus or minus c, those ordered pairs. So we need to figure out what c is. We know that c squared is equal to a squared minus b squared, so we just plug that in. A squared is 9 minus b squared. So do you remember when we would square root, or when we would square roots? So if you square a square root, it just cancels out. So that is actually just a 3. The square root of 3 squared is 3. So c squared equals 6. Square root both sides. C is equal to the square root of 6. So up here, when it's asking for the foci, we know that that is, oops, there we go, 0, comma, plus or minus the square root of 6. Alright, so let's graph our parabola using the a and the b value. Now, if you notice, this sorry little drawing of an ellipse I have over here is kind of, I think of it as being vertical. So that means that, remember when we said a is the largest number, so that longest distance is that vertical distance. So from the center of our graph, our a value is 3, so you're going to go up 3 and down 3. And those are going to be the first points that we plot for our ellipse. And then the square root of 3 is about, here's our b value, 1.7. So I'm going to estimate, maybe I'll zoom in a little bit. 1.7 is about there, 1.7 is about there, and now we can draw our ellipse through those points. And there's kind of that vertical ellipse like we predicted it would be from the beginning.